Let's take a quick look at 16th notes. For most people, this can be snare drums who are learning the new 16th notes, but this would apply to anybody. So we take a look across the top line. I see two quarter notes. That would be beat 1 and beat 2. Good. In the second line, we took that quarter note, we split it into two pieces. So now we have 1 and 2 and. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense. We're now putting 2 on a beat instead of 1 on a beat. And now we're going to be putting 4 on a beat. So how does that work? Well, the 1 is still there, the and is still there, the 2 is still there, the and is still there. But we're splitting the 1 and the and up into two notes. We're splitting the 2 and the and up into two notes. So we need to give them some name. So we put that 8th note, we can put two notes from the 8th note here. And so we're just going to use the letter E, a small letter E, and a small letter A, a small letter E, and a small letter A. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Now we're going to put 4 of those in that same amount of time. 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and 2 E and. Okay, so far we have 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and 2 E and. Very easy. Very easy. Most people don't get messed up there. This next rhythm is where we get a little bit messed up for most students. So this is real easy too. You just got to take a look at it, let your brain figure this out. There's beat 1, there's beat 2. But take a look. Instead of 1 E, we put those two back together again. Those two 16 notes equal 1/8 note. I put those back together, and that's now 1. The E is actually in here. We're just not going to say it anymore. And then the and is still there, and the A is still there. Okay, that makes sense. Here we have 16th notes, so that E is still there. But I actually drew this wrong. This actually should be over a little bit further. Let's actually do that. This should actually be right here. And the and is still there, and now the A is actually just part of the and. So those two get pushed back together to make the and. Okay, so we have 1 E and 2 E and now we have 1 E and 2 E and So if you whisper that, it feels exactly the same. 1 E and 2 E and Okay, so the is there. We're just not saying it because it's now part of that rhythm right there. Okay, so again we have 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and 2 E and. Good? So down here, the way this actually works is 1 E and 2 E and 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 and the way I show you how to remember that is ignore everything else except for those two notes. And I say, what does that look like? Well, it looks like 8 notes to me. 1 and 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 1 and. Yeah, makes sense? Same thing. If you just look at the first two notes over here, 2E. So it's the same thing as 2E and 1E and 2E 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 and. So this would be 1 and 1 and 2E and 2E and 1 and 2E and 1 and 1 and 1 and 2E and 2E and 2E and. All right, let's go from the top. So we have, I think you can still see it, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and, I'm sorry, 1 and 2. 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and 2 E and 1 and 2 E and 1 and 2 E and. So it's really not difficult. The big thing is, like all new notes, to learn how to read them. And those two, they're just the same. They're just reversed. So sometimes our brains don't grab them quick enough. To me, the easiest thing to do is look at those first two notes. If they look like 8th notes, count them like 8th notes. 1 and 1 and. If it looks like 16th notes, count them like 16 notes. 2 E and 2 E and 2 E and. All right. So what happens when we turn these into rolls? How do we go from 16th note to rolls? Well, it's quite easy. And we take a look here. First of all, down here is really what we play, and this is what it's going to be written like. Okay, so what are we doing here? Buzz, 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 tap. Okay, every time we buzz, we're basically getting 2 hits here. So 2 hits, 2 hits, 2 hits, 2 hits, and then 1 hit. And so we add those up, 2, 4, 6, 8, plus 1 is 9. And this is what we would call a 9-stroke roll. Okay, 9-stroke roll. This is what it looks like. It's a quarter note, and it's got the 3 hashes through there and a tap. Well, how does that make sense? Whatever the length of the note is, we split that into 16th notes. Well, how many 16th notes can we put on one? Well, we can put on 4. 2, 3, 4. 1 E and A. We know we can do that, right? So there's 1 E and A with buzzes. 1 E and A, 2. 1 E and A, 2. Buzz, 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 tap. There's your 9-stroke roll. 1 E and A, 2. What happens when you see a half note with hashes on it? Guess what? Same thing. How many 16th notes can fit inside of a half note? Well, if 4 can fit inside a quarter note, 8 can fit inside a half note. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 E and A, 2 E and A, and then that would be beat 3. And so what are the counts? 2, 2, 2, 2. These are buzzes, 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 and then 1 beat, 1 tap at the end. Okay? So buzz, 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 tap. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17, and this makes a 17-stroke roll. Okay? So all you do is you take the length of the note, split it into 16 notes, buzz it, and you're going to add a tap at the end. There's your 9 and your 17-stroke rolls. Well, what happens with if it's not a quarter note or a half note and it's an 8th note? Same thing. So you take an 8th note and you go, how many 16 notes can fit inside of that? Well, this is 2. This is the 1 and A. There's our 1 and. And so we're going to go tap. Then we're going to go buzz, buzz, tap. That's 2, 4, and there's a 5th hit there. And so this right here would be a 5-stroke roll, or one of the 5-stroke rolls. Okay? So we have 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Okay? 1 tap, buzz, buzz, tap. So it just looks like this, but you take that, split it into 16th notes, buzz them, and then tap the next note, and there's your roll. The opposite is also true when we see this one with the stripes on the first one. And we see 1, you can split that into 16th notes, and then we have a regular one here, and then a tap. So this would be tap, and this would be buzz, buzz, and then a tap. That's 2 beats, or 2 hits, 4 hits, and a 5th one. So there's a 5th one. So we have, at the top we have 1 and 2, and this would be 1 E and 2. So that would be tap, buzz, buzz, tap. In this case, it would be buzz, buzz, tap, tap. All right? And so that would be a 5-stroke roll, but they're going to write it this way, and all you got to do is take that, whatever the length of that note is, turn it into 16th notes, buzz them, and then that's how you're going to make your rolls. So that's your 3 basic rolls: 5-stroke, 9-stroke, 17-stroke rolls.